So I briefly touched up on this topic in another video, but I thought I'll make a more in-depth video about it. And it is, why on earth do we eat so many times a day? How have they programmed us for many years to make it normal for us to eat 3 times at least per day? 3 times at least. Breakfast, lunch and dinner. And if you're in Sheffield, tea. Many people won't get that reference. But anyway, the point is, how have they programmed us to believe that this is normal? And when anybody comes out nowadays and says, I only eat twice a day, you're like, what? That you eat twice a day? Is that it? Yeah, I only eat twice a day. Have you got the energy? Or someone says, no, I only eat once a day. You eat once a day? My God, amazing. Look at this guy, come here. He only eats once a day. Oh, you're doing that fasting? You're doing that intermittent fasting? What times do you eat from? Is that like a fat loss thing? Is that like how do you gain muscle? How do you hold on to muscle when you only eat once a day? Isn't it so crazy that we are programmed made to believe that as humans, we were supposed to eat 3 times a day? This is absolutely insane if you think about it logically. Now, I'm a God-fearing man. If many of you people are religious like me, then you will also be. But you will also believe that God has a plan. And God plans everything. And God's design is perfect. Just look at the pupil. Just look at the retina. Look at the vein, the system, the heart, the function of the whole body, our brain function. Just look at everything, our spinal cord. Every single thing has been designed to perfection. We believe in God. It's the ultimate design. So do you think God made a mistake when he allowed our bodies to go without food for 30, 40, 50, 60 days in a row? Yes, there are people out there that have fasted for 30, 40, 50 days. They're not dead. They are not dead. You can go on YouTube and you can go and see people who have fasted. There's people out there, I don't know what the longest time someone's ever gone without food for, but I can tell you something. Any person out there can go without food for 30 days. Yes, in a row. I'm not talking 1 meal a day. I'm talking 30 days in a row. At least 2 weeks in a row. At least 1 week in a row. Anyone out there can do it. But here's the problem. They don't want you to do that. And when I say they, for those people who are clued up and watch me, they'll understand what I'm talking about. For those people who don't know who they are, then unfortunately, this isn't the time and place for me to teach you who they are. If you don't know, you don't know. That's it. They programmed you to eat that many times, and let me tell you why. But I'm just going to start with the workforce, first and foremost. When the workforce was invented, the work team was invented, the way classrooms were invented, they wanted you to sit in a row. And this is true, this is no bullshit. Check this up if you don't believe me. They want you to sit in the row so you can work in a factory and you will feel no different. They program you from a young age to sit in a row. And then you go work in a factory. Now, them days maybe there was a lot of manual labour because you're still in a factory doing something. If you were farming, you were out doing some manual labour. If you're building houses, you're doing some manual labour. But eventually what's happened? Everything's gone digital, everything's gone online, everyone can work from the home, everyone's on a laptop nowadays, myself included. But I'm still not a lazy piece of shit. I still get up and do stuff. But majority of people, when they went from, early, like 100 years ago, when people had manual labor jobs, even people that had, that were pen pushers, that were actually working an office job, still went home and did some manual labor. I remember it only 30, 40 years ago. Well, not 40 years ago, I'm not that old, but 30 years ago, I remember guys coming home, their dads coming home on the weekend, building the shed, doing the gardening, fixing the car, changing the oil, doing some sort of manual labor. Nowadays, no one does dick. And what happens is, if you sit down and let's say your grandfather sat down all day, you will pick up the genetics of him sitting down, whether you want to believe it or not. You know the animal instincts you have, that warrior fight you have inside you, like I have inside me, because my ancestors were like that. We're built different. Not everybody's built the same. You know what I'm talking about when I say there is feminine men out there. There's men out there that are very feminine, because somewhere up there in that bloodline, they were feminine men. There's also masculine women. There's women that are masculine, that are butch. No matter what they do, they feel and act like men. They might not be as strong as men, but they still have some sort of masculinity thing about them. So these things exist. The genetics, we pick up our DNA from our ancestors. So the point is, if your handshake is weak, just to give you an example, your testosterone is low, chances are you'll pass that on to your kids. In fact, not chances, 100% guarantee you'll pass that on to your kids. So just like that, we started to sit at desks. When you start sitting at a desk and you're not doing anything physical, not doing anything manual, what happens to your body? It shuts down. It starts to shut down, and when it starts to shut down, what happens? You feel tired, and when you feel tired, what do? You want to go to sleep. Because you're not out there, you haven't got that killer instinct no more. You're sat down, bored as hell, doing your shitty little job, whatever that is. You're studying the line, whether it's in a little factory, you're doing your little things, you're doing whatever. You're bored to shit. Your body hasn't got that fight or flight thing. It's not there, it's lost its senses. It's gone into limp mode. And what happens? You start feeling tired. So what did they do? They knew you started feeling tired, so they thought, I'll tell you what we'll do. When people started feeling tired, because we're getting them up early at 9 a.m., around 12 o'clock, they knew people started feeling tired. Have you noticed? They didn't give you lunchtime at 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock. They gave you at 12 o'clock. Now, if you think about it, it's not even in the middle of the day, is it? It's not even in the middle of the day. It made sense to put it bang in the middle of the day. It's not even in the middle of the day. It's when they thought, when they knew by data, people start to feel tired around this time. The 3-hour mark of working, they start to feel tired. Let's give them a break. Give them a break. What should we do? Let's give them some food. Give them some food. The food kept you alert enough to finish the work day at 5 a.m., 5 p.m. You go home, you're knackered. And when you're knackered, you need more energy because you want to watch the TV. So you have more food. Breakfast fueled you in the morning. Got you tired till 12 o'clock. You had your food 1 o'clock. You work till 5. From 5 o'clock, you go home 7 o'clock. You have your tea and you're knocked out, ready to work next day. They programmed that into you. Then the bodybuilders took it to the next level and said, we need to eat every 2 hours because if we don't, we're going to lose muscle. Listen, bro, I'm not bragging. I'm not showing off. Yes, I'm on TRT. Yes, I take the right supplementation. I eat once a day right now. Once a day. I'm not losing muscle. I'm not losing any muscle. I'm not saying I'm gaining muscle, but I'm definitely not losing muscle. Proof's in the pudding, bro. I'm 92, 93 kg. I eat once a day. I'm still 92 kg. I've been like this for 2 months. I've been in Thailand for 3 months almost. I went to China for 2 weeks. Ate hardly anything. 1 meal a day. Hardly any training. Still the same way. Why is that? Why? Genetics, yes, one. Secondly, we don't need that much food. We don't need that much. We try eating less, like my clients, and eventually you'll come around to the idea thinking, wow, we have been lied to big time. Big time. Anyway, so they program you to eat 3 times a day. Then they realize, you know what? It's not cutting it. We need to give them something else. So they went to the lab and they designed sugar. They said, okay, do you know what? Sugar is what's going to keep these slaves working. So they pump you full of sugar. Breakfast, majority of the countries in the world will have some sort of sugar, especially Americans. They have donuts for breakfast, those guys. Breakfast, sugar. Lunchtime, sugar. Evening meal, sugar. They want to pump you full of sugar so much that they even said 5 a day. 5 times a day you're supposed to have fruit and vegetables. Sugar, sugar, sugar. And a bit of Monsanto. And if you don't know what that is, you're way off the mark. Chemicals, chemicals, chemicals. That's all they're trying to feed you. And then when they say, have a balanced diet of 2,000 calories, where the hell? And don't even get me started on calories, guys. You know this. If you watch my page, you know. Don't get me started on calories. Anyway, the point I'm trying to say in this video is, everybody should try to fast 24 hours. Try it once a week. And you will see the power of fasting. Your whole body, your whole process will change. Your brain will first start to shut down and melt down and it will say to you, what on earth are you doing? This is not normal. But you're going to tell it, listen, bitch, this is effing normal. This is how we were supposed to be designed. Yes, designed. You know what I'm talking about. This is how we were designed. 30 days and more without food. Try doing 2 days. Try doing 3-day fasts. If you are fat as hell, why are you not fasting? Why are you not going a week without food? Drink water. Put some honey in there, put some salt in there. If you want to learn how to do that, go to my full day of eating video. I show you how to do it. You have plenty of electrolytes and sugar in that. Natural sugars from honey. salt, apple cider vinegar, a little bit of lemon. Detoxify yourself. Cleanse yourself. Get everything right. Drink. Shrink your stomach. Make your stomach shrink. Tell your body you do not need to eat. Anything that you tell your body to do, it will do. If you start eating 3 times a day, guess what's going to happen to your body? It's going to want to eat 3 times a day. Now, many of you people have been eating 3 times a day for how long? All your life. Babies get fed how often? Now, when babies cry and they need food, they should have milk because they're growing. Think about it. We're this big and we grow to be this big. Of course it needs food. But you get to a point in life. When I was a teenager, I used to eat 1 meal a day. I was skinny as hell, running around, playing every single sport known to man. Jumping out of trees. Doing marathons, literally marathons, every weekend. Running about every day, playing every single sport. Eating 1 meal a day. You know what that meal was? A couple of Mars bars, Snickers, a picnic bar, if you know what that is, Yorkie. And I used to come home and can I have some chips? Have some chips. French fries. That's what I was eating. And then in the evening time, whatever was made at home, our traditional Pakistani cuisine. That was my diet, and I was shredded and ripped. My genetics are different, yes, but I did the work. I was always active. I was always up and about, running about, doing something. But when it came down to it, when I started to bodybuild, I started powerlifting, and I got sick of eating food, and I said, you know what? I'm not following this diet. I'm gonna miss this meal out, which was meal number 4 for me. Guess what happened to me? Did not lose no weight. Kept my muscle, because I've always been quite muscular, always quite lean, never been too fat. Kept my muscle. My muscle didn't go anywhere. Did my cardio, muscle didn't go anywhere. Quit bodybuilding, went to 1 meal a day. Muscle didn't go anywhere. Okay, I'll try this diet. I'll try that diet. I'll try this diet. People see me eat crap all the time. Oh, Faddy's always eating ice cream. He's always eating burgers. So what, bro? Doesn't matter. You know why? Because the next day, sometimes I might not eat. I might go 2-3 days without eating. And I don't eat junk just to have those 2-3 days without eating. But sometimes you can get out and about. And remember what I'm trying to do, guys. My goals are different to you. I am at my peak physical appearance. And internally, when I do my blood work, I'm happy with my blood work. There's nothing wrong with my blood work. Like I said, I'm going to share it in depth with you guys when I figure out how to get them on screen and do all the funky stuff. Eventually, I will figure that out when I go back to the UK. But for now, you're just going to have to watch me like this. I do regular blood work. I look at my insides as well as my outside. I never, in fact, look at my outside and say, oh, I'm out of shape. Because I know what I've been doing and what I am doing is working. I then share this with my clients and it works for them. And then I really know that what I have been doing is truthful. It's not just for me. It's not just a one-off. It's not an anomaly. It's not just a fluke that works on my genetics. I've tried this with clients. Every single client out there, the first thing they will do with the first week is they will shrink their stomach in half. I will give someone the diet and they will eat the diet and they'll be, this is not a lot of food. And then they'll come to the high days and they'll be like, this is a lot of food. And they will eat the food, looking forward to it. And then they will say, Faddy, I couldn't finish my meals. But I thought you were hungry, bro. I thought you needed to eat this much food. Because before you sent me the diet that you was doing, you was eating more food than this. But because you had 2 to 3 days of low food, then I gave you 1 day where you was eating your normal amount of food. What happened? You couldn't eat. Why? Do you know why you couldn't eat? Because your stomach shrunk. I had guys eating 3 pizzas and 2 burgers on the weekend as his cheat meal. And he said, after the first week of dieting, I feel so good. What should I have the cheat meal? I said, what do you normally have? He goes, 3 pizzas and 2 burgers. I went, really? He went, yeah, he's a big dude. He was a big dude. I said, okay, have it. He went, are you sure? Is he not going to reset on my progress? I said, no, try it. He said, okay. Do you know what he did? He had half of a pizza. He ordered 3 pizzas, 2 burgers, half of a pizza and half of a burger. And he had the dessert waiting, which he didn't even touch. He said, Faddy, I'm done. I said, why are you done, bro? Eat it. Try, force it. He went, I don't know. I've lost my appetite. I said, you haven't lost your appetite. I'll tell you what's happened. You have programmed your mind. You reprogrammed your mind to tell you, stop being a fat piece of shit. When you did the low days, if you want to know what the low days are, then unfortunately you're going to have to pay me for that, bro. That ain't available for everybody. I have low days and high days. When you do the low days, you're programming your mind. You're programming your mind. You're telling your body what's up, not the other way round. You tell your body what to do, what to eat. You don't listen to those fake signals that have been programmed in your mind from an early age from them. You better eat breakfast, you better eat lunch, you better eat dinner. They told you to do that. Your body did not tell you to do that, because if you listen to your body will tell you, bro, I am good to go without food for as long as you want. When I'm away, I was in China, didn't eat for a whole day. Doesn't matter. Do you know why? My body never told me it needs food. Because I know it doesn't need the food. And my body ain't a bitch. I never ever get hungry. You will never ever hear me say I am hungry. I need to eat today. I've programmed my body to tell it exactly what to do when it needs to do. And my body is functioning right and it works with me. Your digestive system is very, very smart. Remember when people say I have a gut instinct, I have a gut feeling? You know why they say that gut feeling, but they don't actually know what it is? Your digestive system has a brain of its own. Listen to it. The gut feeling, the gut instinct that you're talking about is real. It's true. It's another brain. It's another system. It's another computer part of your body. But just like a system, just like a brain, just like your mind, do you know when your mind tells you it's depressed and you say, no, you are not, you little bitch, you're not. We're going to read this book. We're going to get up. We're going to do something hard. We're going to go out there and we're going to kill the goals. We're going to keep writing down what we need to do. We're going to do some press-ups until we stop feeling like we shouldn't be depressed and feeling sad, and know that this feeling is perfectly normal. We just need to work through it and achieve something. Just like that, when your gut tells you, or your mind tells you, I want to eat that burger, I want to eat this, no. And it's grumbling and grumbling, you say, no, bitch. That's the fake thing. What we're going to do is we're going to drink some water, we're going to hydrate our system, we're going to put some salt in there as well, put some apple cider vinegar in there, put some honey in there, just to crave that, satisfy that craving. And we're going to go without food for a day. The second you feel hungry, get your stopwatch out and put it on 24 hours. Get your phone out. When your stomach rumbles, you put on 24 hours. 24 hours, you put it on your stopwatch. And tell yourself, I'm not going to eat for 24 hours. When you feel hungry, no, after a big meal, not after a meal. Don't eat a meal and say, okay, 24 hours. No. Wait till you are hungry. It might be a day, it might be 2 days. Whenever it is, when you are hungry, it might even be an hour for some of you fat guys out there. Whenever it is, you put your stopwatch, start it then 24 hours. And see if you die, bro. See if you die. You know what's going to happen? You're going to come out the other end and say, whoa, Faddy, you are right. You're going to feel mentally strong. Delay gratification. Delayed gratification, that's what it's called, yeah. Delay it, bro. And what? You're gonna get what? You're gonna satisfy your hunger? What, you little bitch? You're gonna satisfy your hunger? You're gonna satisfy something. Oh, I want to eat that. You're gonna satisfy that craving. For what? What purpose? Anyone out there that follows any guys who are successful, who are rich, who are famous or anything, don't they all say they function better on an empty stomach? Don't they all say they function better when they're hungry? Why do you think that is? Because when this stuff is empty, it's hungry. Hunger doesn't necessarily mean I need the food. Hunger means, right, let's go out and strive and do something. Let's utilize this second brain, the second system that we have. I believe it's there. This gut feeling that you're talking about exists. Let's utilize this and use it for the right thing to get ahead in life. And then when we've done all that and we've done our 24-hour fast, we will then sit down after 24 hours and you look at the time again. So step number 2, you look at your time again, you think, 24 hours. I ain't even hungry right now. I'm going to wait until I get hungry. Then when you get hungry, eat. Might be a couple of more hours after that. And if you're really hardcore, like me, try it. Put another timer on for 12 hours. And within them 12 hours, if you start feeling hungry, don't break. Go all the way till the 12 hours are up. When the 12 hour is up, you sit down, you look in the mirror and you think to yourself, am I hungry right now? Or can I go another 6 hours? That is how you program yourself. Do you think this is easy? Do you think this shit is going to be easy? Do you think, oh, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to eat 1,500 calories a day. And I'm going to make sure I count them every single day. And then on a weekend, no, bro. 30 days you can go without food. Possibly longer. I'm not saying go out without food for 30 days. Probably not the most healthiest thing to do. But I'll tell you something, a week is okay. If you're having your electrolytes, if you're having your vitamins, your minerals, if you're having your I always say, take your tablets, take your omega-3s, take your CoQ10s, take vitamin C, take your vitamin D, take your tablets, take your medication, take your supplements. And you will find that you're getting enough energy and power from there. Don't use caffeine, because caffeine's another one. You take caffeine, this switches off. Not on, this switches off. Leave caffeine, switch this on. Switch this on. Listen to it. Become one with your body. Most of you guys out there are too, I don't want to swear, bro, but you know what I'm talking about. This is YouTube. You guys are too soft on yourselves, man. No wonder everyone's, so down in the dumps right now. Again, I don't want to say what it is in case I get cancelled. You guys are too soft. Food, it's just food. Stop giving it that much importance. Hopefully, this video gave you some value. Please comment down below, like, and please subscribe.